Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News and a big day in the Valorant world. Guest day on the North American side, especially with 100 Thieves needing a victory up against Luminosity Gaming if they were to put themselves in a solid position to qualify for Challengers playoffs. That is not how things transpired. Their new roster definitely not seeing the success that nature would have wanted. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Really upset the channel. Incredible support the last week or so. Let's dive into things first of all. Boy, formerly of 100 Thieves, left that team, joined BBG, and we've seen the last couple of days BBG have pretty much released their entire roster, so he's looking for a new opportunity elsewhere. Difficult to see, of course, but I suppose that's how it goes sometimes. This also from Sleepy, the VCT APAC playoffs format. I'm not sure yet if we actually know for sure what the playoffs is going to be in all the different regions. Now, well, an APAC is obviously very different, right, because there's a lot of teams involved in this one. You know, I guess in North American side, they're just going to do a straight-up double elimination type bracket, but I mean, yeah, the playoffs in APAC is looking as follows. So there's a play-in, 2 groups of 8 teams, top 2 of each group going to the group stage, some GSL type format, and the group stage is 4 groups, 16 teams total, then knockouts, double eliminate teams. I believe in North America, they're probably just going to go straight to the knockout stages here, right? But, you know, of course, with the 8 teams that qualify, and right now, 100 Thieves in a very precarious position indeed. They need results to go their way. We'll look at here in a few minutes' time if they are still to make it through, and they need to beat, well, 2 difficult teams to beat, certainly on their current form. These are the teams, I believe, that qualified through to that Challengers event. So exciting stuff to see how well these teams will progress, trying to get through to Masters, all that good stuff. Zerx, yeah, the X10 crit team, and of course the X10 crit team not here because they got disqualified for more coach cheating, as we looked at a couple of days ago. Bleed Esports as well, that roster we talked about not too long ago now, with well, some pretty big name players on that lineup as well. Let's dive in then to the North American side, because 2 great series yesterday, the first one of which being 100 Thieves. And for these guys, this pretty much was a must-win match, right? They come here up against Luminosity Gaming. They were 0-2 at this point. They lost, of course, to Cloud9 in the first week. They lost to the Guard in the second week. So, well, still, they had theoretically some winnable matches here in the last couple of games. Yes, it's all online, but I mean, look, they did pretty well a few days ago in that kind of Mickey Mouse online tournament. They lost up against TSM in the grand finals, and we thought, okay, they might well be good enough here to come out and get the job done in this first series they played up against LG. LG, solid squad, no doubt about it, but you know, with this new team, Bang and JC Stani, in theory, 100 Thieves, probably slight favourites going into this series. They really needed to win it as well, a lot on the line there. In fairness, the same for Luminosity Gaming as well, so plenty on the line for this series, and it started off not particularly well for 100 Thieves. They went down pretty big here on the split. Now, I mean, look, Bang came to play first of all. Like, this was a ridiculous AC god actually right here with the Phantom. Like, I mean, yeah, really impressive, honestly, to see what Bang does. Like, initially, straight up, he joins this team, and like, very quickly after joining this team, feels like some people are saying, okay, he's the best player on the team already. Like, this guy, obviously very talented. He gets the first kill. He gets a very nice ace here as well, holding off this B push. Like, I mean, yeah, the shot's incredibly crisp, and this is just exactly what you want to see from 100 Thieves. But once again, like, just the rest of the team not really performing as they wanted to. I mean, we'll look at the stats here in a few minutes' time. But yeah, 100 Thieves end up losing this game 1 regardless. They do manage to take the game 2 in pretty impressive fashion. They bounce back kind of nicely. Like, yeah, bring on Breeze. They took the fracture. It goes all the way to Breeze. And the Breeze, it really was where things started to kick off, right? Because, okay, it's 1-1. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, 100 Thieves still have a chance. They had a solid start to their CT half, but it didn't really work out too well for them on the defense. And, of course, we know generally on defense, it's pretty difficult to go too far wrong, right? Offense generally struggles on Breeze. And, I mean, look, there were some great moments early on. For example, Hiko made a crazy 1-3 clutch. I mean, yeah, this guy, like, you know, obviously he's an incredible clutch player, but, you know, he does get in a lot of clutches, right? There's no doubt about it. Does get put in a lot of clutch situations. He plays for moments like this, right? But pretty incredible. 1-3. He has 6 HP on the board, gets the first 2 kills, picks up the last one as well. Like, fantastic play here onto Dazzle. And this really felt like, okay, this could be the swinging point in the series, right? Like, when Hiko wins this 1v3 with 6 HP, you think, okay, wow, he gets the defuse. They're up 3-1. That's pretty massive, right? They can maybe make this into a monstrous CT side. But still, LG bounce back. They had good composure. They stay alive in this half. Luminosity have a solid CT side themselves. 100 Thieves, I believe, at one point were up 11-8. And, I mean, yeah, still, they kind of threw away right at the end of the T side. And, I mean, still, it goes all the way to overtime. And then LG win 2 in a row to win the entire thing. So, well, very impressive from LG, no doubt. 14-12 in the final map of the series. But yes, not at all what 100 Thieves needed. They came in at 0-2. They needed to win this one. And, yeah, that's not the case. They're now going to have to, well, do themselves a massive favor, but also hope for favors from other teams. Asuna and Co didn't really have the greatest few rounds towards the ends. Definitely some few misplays right to the latter half of that T side. That really was their chance to close things out. Like, even the best teams have close series against good opposition, but this kind of, well, it just shows an indication, right? Not just can they win this series comfortably, but also even when it comes down to crunch time, things don't go their way, which really isn't what you want to see. Like, even a team like this, a team like 100 Thieves, you would think that, well, in the crunch moments, that's when at least least they're going to come to play. As Ethan says, GG's Luminosity, we lost 1-2, ran out of gas in the last game, couldn't close it out. A lot to learn at both of the team and as an IGL. Of course, like, Ethan, he's new to the IGL role. Lots of things I'm sure they're going to need to turn around, but the underscored by the fact that, yes, 0-3 in VCT right now in North America. Not the start they were looking for, and even Nate says, right, he doesn't drop anyone as of yet. But yeah, heartbreaker match for our Valorant team. Fought hard to the very end. Losses never get easier. You know, love this game, love this team. But, you know, we'll see what they think, right? Because, I mean, of course, they made the change after like 12 days with Eccles on babybay. If this team goes, you know, let's just say they go 0-5, for example, can you see this being the team that they go into the next stage with? Unlikely, right? So that's the thing with Valorant right now. The way things turn around very quickly, the importance of all these matches to make it to playoffs, to masters, to champions. Like, if your team isn't performing, you've got to make cuts very quickly and very swiftly. Now, look, I think they can still turn it around with this team. I think they showed some promise here, but the fact of the matter is, LG also weren't looking so good. I know that Ethan quite a while ago had said, I think he did a tweet, right, that said LG are like the team to beat in North America based on their scrim results. Turns out, well, 100 Thieves, certainly led by Ethan now, had a very hard time against them. 2-1 in the end. B-Dog had a great series for the LG guys. Bang had pretty much the best series on the other side of things as well. Hiko had a bit of a rough one, and yeah, the split goes 13-9 in favor of Luminosity. Marder and Tig really led the lines up here. Then it goes to Fracture 13-9 in favor of 100 Thieves. This was their chance to bounce back. Bang had a great map here, led by JC Stani as well, just at 1 and 2 right here. So it seems like good pickups, right? But you do have to wonder, the rest of the team wasn't really performing. Asuna, for example, far from his greatest series. And then the Breeze 14-12. As you can see, at this point, 100 Thieves had a pretty substantial advantage. They then threw that away. We had 5 defensive rounds in a row to LG, just about made overtime, and then lost the overtime regardless. B-Dog again with a cracking map on the final one. And yeah, Bang didn't have the greatest time here on the KO. Asuna kind of turned up on the final map, but overall, like, yeah, not the prettiest story for 100 Thieves. Let's talk about the final series of the day then, before we look at what the groups look like right now, because lots of implications here. This was a crazy series, one of the closest you are going to see, to be honest. And I mean, despite version 1 being so good so far, like, NRG really turned up in this series. I was very impressed. Som made some great plays, and yeah, they have a pretty good advantage here early on the Haven. After winning this map, it goes here to Fracture, and version 1's bounced back pretty nicely, but it was far from easy for them, right? Every single game, despite it at this point it's 5-2, you feel like, okay, they're going to take this one kind of comfortably. Doesn't work out in that manner. Like, I mean, offense on Fracture is obviously pretty good, but just incredible how close this series was. Goes all the way to a final map as well, and this was a massive play here from Xander. Like, this was honestly key to winning them this entire game. He basically picked up a 1 versus 5. This is his POV of it. Like, they didn't catch all of this on stream. I mean, the 1 versus 5 was just phenomenal. Gets the 3 kills here on Icebox. Like, I mean, Yako was just ridiculous. Gets the 1 versus 1, and then, I mean, yeah, this final shot as well. Just beautiful stuff. Like, this is one of the best 1v5s you're honestly going to ever see. Kills him off the bomb, gets the ace, 1 versus 5. Like, absolutely huge, to be honest, to hold down the round. And honestly, if you were NRG at this point, you wouldn't be surprised if they completely lost the plot and threw away the rest of the game. But look, in fairness to them, they still stayed alive. They end up losing it in the end, 2-1 to version 1. But look how close these were. I mean, Penny and Xander led the line. That was a very impressive. FEs didn't have the greatest series, but his team carried him through it. And yes, Som had a cracking one on the NRG front. 70 kills, most in the entire lobby. Good to see this guy finally turning up. And yeah, NRG, solid team, no doubt. Haven goes 14-12. They take it to overtime. NRG win it in the end. 13-11 on Fracture, and then 13-11 on Icebox as well. Like, I mean, yeah, remarkably close series, but version 1 show they have the clutch factor where 100 Thieves couldn't, and that means that the groups are now as follows. So in Group B, version 1 and number 1, they're 3-0 now with a very nice round 4 and round against records. This is going to be pretty important, right? The round differential is something these teams have to think about, because this is what's going to determine the tiebreakers if there are some crazy situations. So, well, anyway, in version 1, they're leading the line. They still have to play, I believe, Optic and Sentinels. Both of those series are going to be great, and of course, well, Optic and Sentinels still have a lot of work to do themselves as well. But NRG, they're pretty much out of there now at 0-3. But maybe there's still a world where they can make it. But of course, round differential is going to be very crucial here. Group A is where things get very spicy, because yes, the Guard and Cloud9 both are 3-0. These guys, they're nowhere, they're not going to be in playoffs. Now, Luminosity are now 2-1, Exit are 1-2, and then 100 Thieves and Evil Geniuses both at 0-3. So of course, like, 100 Thieves are yet to play Exit and EG. They have to beat both of those teams and go 2-3. And I believe Exit still have to play Luminosity as well. So basically, 100 Thieves have to hope that Exet keep losing. So, well, 100 Thieves can go 2-3 and just about get it over them, right? Because if Exet lose to Luminosity, then whoever they have to play, they'll be 1-4. 100 Thieves will be 2-3. And as long as Evil Geniuses don't do all that well, they can still, yeah, 100 Thieves can still potentially make it out right here. But it's not going to be easy. I think, well, the matters aren't in their own hands anymore. If they win both their series, but results don't go their way, they still probably fall out. So lots of questions on both fronts. Very much intrigued to your perspective in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit on the like button. Tell us YouTube gods, this is a good video. Others like you should see it as well, and outgrow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.
So I think this is a big make or break moment. If they start out and it's looking rough, I mean, Nadeshot's got to be typing up a tweet already.
Good one. So funny. Wow. This guy needs to give up casting, maybe do stand-up comedy. So personable and entertaining.
It does get broken, but no signs of movement just yet here from 100 Thieves. They're still holding their ground. They're expecting to play elsewhere. Now the stars come down, the bodies. Well, they're going to follow those stars. Dropping onto the floor is Bang with 4 on the round. He found the initial, and he wants to grab himself the ace. He's got 1 bullet left, and it's a low armor. Bang will do it. The ace for 100 Thieves.
Damn, this guy.
1v2.
One enemy remaining. 4 down.